You know those kids' videos you see online with just millions and millions of views, and you kind of scratch your head and wonder, why? Well, today we're going to dive into one of those viral hits. On the surface, it looks like just a simple list of words for toddlers. But if you look a little closer, you'll find it's actually a quiet masterclass in educational design.
And this is how it all begins, with this incredibly simple, friendly invitation. There are no flashy intros, no crazy animations. It's just a gentle voice with a very clear purpose. And that really sets the stage for this focused, uncluttered learning experience that, well, has totally captivated millions of young minds.
So that's the big question we're unpacking today, right? How does this video take what seems like a basic vocabulary list and turn it into such an effective engine for learning? Well, the answer lies in these 3 layers of hidden genius, and it all starts with the very first words of every single sentence. Okay, so check this out. The entire video is built on one simple but incredibly powerful phrase, I am. It's not just teaching a single word like jump or run. Nope, it's doing something much, much more profound that connects a kid's identity directly to an action. Let's look at an example.
Every single one of the 100 actions is framed exactly like this. I am jumping, I am clapping, I am singing. Now, it seems almost too basic, but there's a really deep linguistic lesson happening right under the surface. So here's the crucial point. The video isn't just teaching a verb. It's teaching the present progressive tense. It's teaching a child how to build a complete sentence that describes what they are doing in this very moment. It's a lesson in grammar, sure, but it's also a lesson in self-awareness, all cleverly disguised as a simple list. All right, so if the sentence structure is that first layer of genius, the second is the choice of the verbs themselves. You might think they're just a random collection of words, but they're not. At all. They actually represent a very carefully curated, unstated curriculum for early childhood development. And what's really fascinating is how these 100 verbs break down. They're not just any actions. They cover the entire spectrum of a toddler's world. You can see they fall into 4 main categories. We've got gross motor skills, fine motor skills, creative and social actions, and even daily routines. Let's just look at the first 2. This isn't just a vocabulary list, it's a developmental roadmap. First up, we've got the gross motor skills. This is all about getting the whole body moving. Verbs like climbing, dancing, and running, these aren't just words on a screen. They're invitations to actually get up and move, to develop coordination, balance, and strength. And then you have the other side of the coin, fine motor skills. This is just brilliant. Actions like zipping, tying, and coloring are so fundamental for developing that small muscle control that kids need for things like writing and taking care of themselves. The video just systematically covers both the big and the small movements. Okay, so we've got a powerful sentence structure and a brilliant hidden curriculum. But the third piece of this puzzle, and maybe the most crucial for learning, is how all this information gets delivered. The video uses a simple but incredibly potent tool that our brains are just wired to respond to: repetition. For every single action, we see it and we hear it once. Then we get it a second time, which really starts to reinforce that new connection. And then a third time. This kind of triple beat rhythm is so memorable, and from a learning science perspective, it's just incredibly effective. So why does it work so well? Well, it really boils down to a 3-step cognitive process. The first time you hear it, that's the introduction to the concept. The second time reinforces it. It literally strengthens the neural pathway your brain just created. And that third time, that helps move the information from your short-term working memory into long-term storage. It's a simple trick that follows the fundamental rules of how we all learn. So when you put it all together, you've got the grammar, the curriculum, the repetition. What do you actually get? You get something way more than just the sum of its parts. You get 100 distinct lessons in language, in movement, and in self-awareness, all bundled together into one seamless, engaging experience. Each one of these 100 verbs is a building block, and it's delivered through this incredibly elegant and efficient system. And that's really the main takeaway from all of this. The video works because it's simple. It strips away all the distractions and focuses on a core, repeatable method that is perfectly aligned with how its target audience learns. It's just a powerful reminder that the most effective solution is often the most elegantly simple one. Which, it leaves us with a final thought. In an age of complicated educational apps, AI tutors, and all these interactive gadgets, maybe there's a lesson here for all of us. Have we become so focused on what's new and complex that we've forgotten the profound power of a simple declarative sentence that just connects who we are with what we do?